So talking about AI, chip stocks. So yeah, one of the calls that we made on Friday was the SMH. So not SMH, TSM.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So talk about that. We saw it when we got back to America. We saw that the market was bleeding and TSM was down pretty heavy relative. And yeah, made the call on that, and they was up today actually. So talk about TSM. Talk about the call.
Yeah, TSM has always been one of my favorite companies. I've talked about it for probably 6 years now.
At least.
At least we've been in this stock since it was 83, and so we've got option calls on it since then. And so obviously we have an option stack, and when I'm talking about my stacks is that I have so many calls as the number keeps running up, the equity number keeps running up, that we enter new positions. When I saw the pullback as we landed, I'm like, this is a perfect opportune time. I said, yo, Shadi, give me like 10 minutes. I'm going to go into my files. I'm going to figure out a call that we can get into that makes a lot of sense. And so I saw it pull back down to 280. It had been trading at like 303, 304 in that range. But the reason I liked it, obviously, is the run up. It's been up 100% this year. But the reason I liked it is because I understand what TSM means to this economy. And when I keep hearing that we're in the second inning of the AI trade, or I don't even want to use the B word. We're in the second inning when I'm looking at the demand and I'm hearing about OpenAI and their partnership with Nvidia, and I'm listening to OpenAI and their partnership with AMD, and I'm listening to AI, and I'm like, OpenAI and their partnership now with Broadcom. I'm thinking, okay, semi. Who manufactures for all of them? Taiwan Semi.
Yeah.
They also have their Catalyst event on Thursday. They're going to be reporting their earnings. And if you study their earnings, if you watch the third quarter of how they reported, you've seen a steady increase. And so shout out to everybody in EYLU that uses Estimize to watch the quarterly flow of these companies. I saw it depreciate to a point. I'm like, this makes a lot of sense. We got into a call. It probably was like 2:30, 2:45 on Friday. And here we are Monday. You up what 15, 20%? In 20 hours. I actually went on a shorter term call because of the Catalyst event. And so I think we're up like 60%. But again, that I'm not just doing a short-term call because I want to do a short-term call.
Yeah.
I have calls out to 2027. I have calls in 2026 for TSM. Most people saw how we started this year, up 1,000% on TSM. If you understand the company, right, you're investing in it, you have shares in it already, which I do, and you understand how this piece is vital.
So crucial, yeah.
It's crazy. Like every piece is delicate, right? And this is probably one of the most. We know ASML, they're going to be reporting on Wednesday as well. Their role. Without TSM, none of this works, right? It just doesn't work, and they're that important. So I'm interested to see what happens Thursday. But yeah, I mean, if we believe in it, we should make money on the way up.
And it makes me wonder who put out the geopolitical threat to thwart them from being the number one stock in tech. Because if they were in San Jose, TSM would be wiping the floor with Nvidia. There's no question.
Yeah,
one of the most important companies in these last 25 years.
Yeah, they definitely need each other. I remember 3 years ago watching Warren Buffett sitting in Taiwan and talking about the importance of the company, and the only thing that was holding him back was the geopolitical tension. And then you start seeing I feel like they were the first ones to say, all right, we're going to bring our labs and our fabs to America. And that was the Arizona plants, which is going to be online. And that's kind of been expedited. Those plants will be online by next year. And so the most important thing that the United States wants from a fiscal policy standpoint, is they want to make sure that they can control supply chain. And we can't have anything happen like 2020 where supply chain gets disrupted by a global pandemic. And now we don't have access. And so having it here at home is of utmost importance. And you can see it's kind of the same machine that they run. Hey, you want to do something, you better make it here. Right. And so TSM has fallen in line. Micron has fallen in line. Of these American companies, you're not going to outsource this. We need to make sure that we have fabs here so we can control the supply chain. In fact, last week we talked about they offered TSM to actually produce more, and they're like, "Nah, I think we're good." We're good. We'll stay here.